2022. The time is now 9:35. I call to order the regular meeting of the Birmingham City Council. At this time, we'll have the invocation to be led by District 7 staff, Losey Brown, and the Pledge of Allegiance by Councilor Hunter Williams. If you will please stand and join us. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam President, Pro Tem, Mayor. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we come this morning to be thankful for all that you've done for us. Lift us up in our time of work for the citizens of Birmingham, Alabama, and surrounding communities. We thank you for the governing body, the legislative body, and all of its components that makes this work a success and beneficial to all of our citizens. Lord, we thank you for the gift of life. Remind us that we are here as your disciples, and may we live long to carry out your will and your work as disciples. Lift us up in our work, in our communities. May we be better sons, daughters, mothers, fathers, in our homes, in our communities. Lord, we just thank you. We thank you for all that you do. Carry us to and from. Bless this city hall and all of its workers as the work must be done. Let us be workers and not talkers. Let us be doers of the will of the citizens of Birmingham, Alabama. For these and all other blessings we pray in the mighty and majestic name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Clerk. Will you call the roll?
Councilmember Abbott.
Present.
Councilmember Clark.
Present.
Councilmember Moore. Morning. Councilmember O'Quinn. Morning. Councilmember Tate.
Good morning, President.
Morning. Councilmember Williams. Good morning. Councilmember Woods. Good morning. Council Pro Tem Smitherman.
Good morning.
Good morning. Council President Allen.
Good morning, President. Thank you. The minutes are not ready from April 5th, 2022 through August 9th, 2022. Good morning, Mr. Chief. Do you have any communications from the mayor?
Good morning, Madam President, members of the council, members of the public. There are no communications from the mayor this morning.
All right. Thank you very much. At this time, Mr. Clerk, are there any nominations of boards and agencies?
No, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. At this time, would you please entertain us with the consent agenda?
Okay. Consent agenda starts today on page 2. With items 3, 4, and 5. Page 3. Items 6, 7, 8, and 9 are on consent. Page 4. Items 10, 11, and 12 are on consent. Page 5, we have items 13 and 14 on consent. Page 6, we have items 17, 18, 19, and 20 on consent. Page 7, we have items 21, 22, 23, and 24. Please note that on item number 24, the vendor should be Bound Tree Medical, LLC, Dublin, Ohio. So we're going to strike Municipal Emergency Services Incorporated and Charlotte, North Carolina. So that's Bound Tree Medical, LLC, Dublin, Ohio. Page 8, we have items 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29 designated as consent, and that concludes the consent agenda.
Thank you very much. Councilors, at this time, are there any items that you would like to add or remove from consent? All right. All items designated as consent are routine and non-controversial and will be approved by one motion. No separate discussion of these items will be permitted unless a council member, the mayor, or citizen interested in a public hearing so requests. If so, such items will revert to its normal place on the agenda order of business. All matters of permanent operation will be read. All other matters will be announced by reading the item number only. All public hearings will be announced. Councilors, may I entertain a motion and a second for approval of the consent agenda?
I move approval.
Second. All right, Councilmember Abbott and Councilmember Williams. Let's see what happens. Voting should be open out now.
All right.
Smitherman is absent.
Yes.
All right, that vote should be up.
Thank you, councilors. Those items are approved. If anyone was here for any item that was listed as a consent item, that has been approved. We hope you have a great day, and we'll continue with the rest of our agenda. Mr. Clerk.
Item 1, a resolution amending the Arlington West End Urban Renewal and Redevelopment Plan to include an expansion of the plan's redevelopment boundary area and the hearing of all interested parties. Motion, please.
All right, thank you. At this time, I'll turn this over to our Planning and Zoning Committee Chair, Mrs. Abbott, and just you'll lead this in discussion. Thank you.
Good morning. Yes. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Michael Ward. I serve as principal planner in the city's Planning, Engineering, and Permits Department. And what you have before you is a proposed amendment to the Arlington West End Urban Renewal Plan. And there's a slideshow presentation that I have for you. So next slide. Yeah, for those councilors who may not be familiar with this, and also members of the public, what is an urban renewal plan? Urban renewal plans are adopted by the Birmingham City Council. They declare an area to contain blighting factors and deteriorating conditions, and it provides the city with a plan to eliminate that blight and blighting factors and to promote redevelopment. Next slide. And there are possible incentives for a project that's located within an urban renewal district. One of those is the city can work with a developer to clear land, construct or reconstruct streets, install utilities and other site improvements, assist with property acquisition, as well as the city could be able to sell property that it owns for below market value to assist a redevelopment project. Next slide. Let's see, to give a quick history of urban renewal plans in the city, urban renewal plans gets its authority from the state of Alabama, specifically chapters 2 and 3 of Title 24, Code of Alabama. The city adopted its first community renewal plan in 1979 that included most of the city of Birmingham. Over time, the city wanted to kind of focus on smaller areas for redevelopment, to kind of target redevelopment efforts. And so plans have been amended and restated over time, and right now the city has adopted around 44 urban renewal plans, and these plans were mostly to either accommodate an economic development project or to promote a housing initiative. Next slide. So a quick history of the Arlington West End Urban Renewal Plan. It was first adopted by the City Council on October 21st of 1991. On April the 8th, 2003, it was amended to accommodate the Arlington West End Neighborhood Plan. And a little bit later on in that year, July the 15th of 2003, it was amended again to promote a infill housing initiative. Next slide. The proposed amendment to the Arlington West End Urban Renewal Plan will do a couple of things. One of the things is that it will update the land use plan so that it coincides with the land use plan that was a part of the Western Area Framework Plan that was adopted in 2015. And so that's kind of a secondary reason, but the primary reason is to extend the current urban renewal boundary to the northwest, which is roughly about 27 acres. And that expansion area will include the former Larkway Gardens apartment site. And the former Larkway Gardens site actually takes up most of that expansion area, which is a little over 18 acres. And so the plan is for the city to acquire that entire site, which is 8 parcels, and eventually to create a request for proposal, and then hopefully, with interested developers, select one of those developers to eventually redevelop that site. Next slide. As part of the Arlington West End plan, attached to that plan is the existing condition study, or what we also call a blight study. And so it examined the conditions within that 27-acre study area to determine if that area qualifies as blighted, which is based on Alabama urban renewal law. And so based on the study, there is a strong presence of 6 of the 8 common blight factors in that study area. There was 50 examples of blighting conditions that were identified. So therefore, the study concludes that there is presently a sufficient number of blight factors as required by Alabama urban renewal law for that study area to be declared a blighted area. Next slide. So to give a quick history of the Larkway Gardens site, the current property owner has owned that site since 2007. And since that time, the apartments have been vacant since 2007, and those abandoned buildings at one point stretched across that entire 18-acre site. The vacant apartments actually pretty much became magnets for crime, brought drugs, prostitution, violence, and neighborhood leaders at that time worked for several years to get those dilapidated buildings torn down. Next slide. In October of 2015, the City Council declared the site a public nuisance and added the Larkway Gardens site to the demolition list. The Council also approved to spend nearly $379,000 to demolish the apartment buildings. In February of 2016, crews began to demolish the vacant Larkway Gardens buildings, and demolition liens was placed on the properties. And currently, all 8 parcels are pretty much overgrown vegetation. Next slide. And so the plan includes an acquisition plan. And with that acquisition plan, it highlights those 8 parcels that are marked for acquisition, which makes up that entire Larkway Garden site. Next slide. And so the timeline for this whole process, on April the 5th of this year, this went before the Oakwood Place neighborhood, and the Oakwood Place neighborhood approved this amendment to the plan. And on May the 10th of this year, went before the Arlington West End neighborhood. And the Arlington West End neighborhood recommended approval for this plan, amendment to the plan as well. Went before the City Council, the Birmingham Planning Commission on June the 1st of this year, and the Planning Commission recommended approval. Then it went before the Council's Planning and Zoning Committee on June the 22nd, which committee recommended approval. Then on June the 28th, item was placed on the council agenda to set the public hearing for this date. And so we have this plan before you today. And hopefully with your approval, after this date, we'll work to acquire the site, create a request for proposal, for interested developers. Developer will be selected to redevelop the site. And that concludes my presentation, and I'm available for questions.
Well, thank you very much. And this has been, obviously, as he said, approved by everyone who's seen it so far. And this is a public hearing. Are there any members of the public who would like to speak regarding this item? Seeing no one, are there members of the council? Yes, President Pro Tem Smitherman.
Thank you, Council Abbott, Madam Chair. My question is, how long will it take to acquire the property and then find a developer?
Now that I'm not familiar with that process, but so that I don't know. But I'm hoping that once this is approved, that it will move, relatively quickly.
Or anybody from the mayor's office can answer that question.
Yes, ma'am. Our very own Kelvin Datcher will come up and answer those questions.
District 6 resident. He better have all the answers.
No, I do want to, good morning, Kelvin Datcher, Department of Community Development. I do want to make sure that we do recognize the phenomenal job that Michael has done in putting this together. If you guys saw that package, it is top notch, and the work has been incredibly detailed, and they have done phenomenal in doing community outreach and also making sure we met all the requirements set forth by the urban renewal law. We'd have to move to quiet the title, and we can see all those steps from the Office of City Attorney next, but then we would do a standard RFP, and it will probably be out for about approximately 30 days, but we would look for a mixed-use, mixed-income development on that site to complement where it is in terms of the corridor leading back east towards Princeton Hospital and back west towards Crossplex. It is a phenomenal site.
Okay. And this is in my district. I'm really happy to hear that because in their framework plan, they asked for mixed-use development by a Princeton hospital. So thank you for this. I can't wait to tell the neighborhood about this. But while we're on the topic of the neighborhood, I also hope that we aim to clean up the whole neighborhood as well because it is blighted all over. I think this neighborhood needs a complete transformation. And I'm really excited about that because it looks horrible over there. And not only that, they illegal dump on those empty lots over there. So I'm really excited about this, y'all. So hopefully y'all vote yes for this because West End really needs it. Thank you.
Well, the city's been working on this for a while. Before Mr. Chief Mitchell had gray hair, we were already engaged on this project. Your predecessor, Councilor Tyson, worked very hard to get it done, and we appreciate your support in getting us to this point.
Thank you, Mr. Datcher.
Anyone else? Yes, Councilor Clark.
Gentlemen, I don't know who would be able to answer my questions, but is the Valley Creek Trail, is this also in the area of where the trail is going? And will the housing be affordable in your mind? I know you don't.
Yes, ma'am. In the middle of the Valley Creek Trail, there's about just over 4 mile kind of gap there. Freshwater Land Trust has been working to try to fill that. The city has requested this as being a part of our request to Congresswoman Sewell in this upcoming federal budget. It's about a $4.1 million plan of 12 months that would complete that trail, and it would run just on the eastern side of Valley Creek, and it would provide a little bit of mitigation, but also the streetscape, the trailscape that would go along that side.
But this site would be abutting the trail?
Yes, ma'am.
Potentially? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
If we get it extended?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then has the property been tax delinquent also? And is the owner a willing seller, or will have to go through the courts? Because I know sometimes that process can take a little time.
Let's see. To answer your first question about was the property tax delinquent, at one point it was tax delinquent, but they did go back and actually, pay, the property taxes that were due. And so currently, they're okay in terms of tax delinquency. However, there's still a demolition lien on all 8 parcels.
Yeah, and it's clear they haven't been a responsible owner, so I am very supportive of these types of actions when the owner has not been responsible for a long period of time. So I don't have any remorse about what we're doing here, but it will require us to go through the courts to establish the price that he will be due. Like an eminent domain.
I can have Attorney Stanley come forward and answer that question.
Yes, good morning, the council. Jim Stanley from the Office of the City Attorney. The process is basically we'll retain an appraiser and get an appraisal on the property, and then we make an offer to the owner based on the appraised value. And a lot of times owners will go ahead and accept that. Sometimes if they don't agree with that or they want to go to court, we can do that. But, our authority to condemn the property, take it down, is pretty clear. Okay. And so I think sometimes they see that the city's going to acquire it one way or the other, and they'll save the time and trouble and just accept the offer.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions before we vote? Okay, well, we do have a motion and a proper second, so
Thank you.
Madam President.
We'll call for the vote. Thank you so much, Mrs. Abbott. We'll call for the vote.
That vote should be.
All right, thank you. That item passes. I do want to thank you, Mr. Ward, for the presentation, and also it was very informative to us, and I hope to our residents today, of the process it takes to bring about a project like this. So I want to thank the mayor and his team, and again, the planning committee and all of the different entities that have worked to make this happen. Very excited. I feel the ray of smiles coming from over here from Councilor Smitherman. So we're very happy to have this. And as you know, residents, we do have other properties and other areas in our city that I know we're continuing to focus on. And so this is a great start. Thank you. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Item 2, a resolution amending the downtown West Urban Renewal and Redevelopment Plan and the hearing of all interested parties. Motion, please.
All right, thank you, and we'll turn this back over to you, Ms. Abbott and Mr. Ward. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Ward, do you want to present our case to us?
Yes. Yes. Again, my name is Michael Ward, serve as Principal Planner, City's Planning, Engineering, and Permits Department. And this is a proposal to amend the Downtown West Urban Renewal Plan. Next slide. The Downtown West Urban Renewal Plan was first adopted by the Birmingham City Council on September the 28th of 1993. The plan was amended October the 15th of 2002, and this was to create the entrepreneurial district overlay. The plan was amended again in February the 9th of 2016, and that's to formally rename the entrepreneurial district to the innovation district. Next slide. The proposed amendment to this Downtown West Urban Renewal Plan, well, first of all, the actual boundaries of the Urban Renewal Plan as well as the Innovation District overlay boundaries will not change. There's going to be a update to, where we're proposing to update the land use plan so that it coincides with the land use plan that was adopted in the comp plan. But the primary reason moving forward with this, well, the main reason why we're proposing this amendment is to target the former Adams Inn site for acquisition and redevelopment. Next slide. So for a quick history of the Adams Inn site, on February the 4th of 2009, a fire broke out in the then partially vacant hotel. And then shortly thereafter in that year, the hotel became vacant for good. Over time, the building's windows were broken and the site was filled with litter. And in July of 2013, a fire destroyed part of that vacant structure. On November of 2013, the City Council declared the site a public nuisance and approved $750,000 to demolish the building. Next slide. See, on February of 2014, the former hotel building was the scene of another fire, and unfortunately, someone lost their life on the second floor. And so soon after that fatal fire, an emergency order was issued to demolish the building, and the demolition work started in April of 2014. And a demolition lien is also was placed on the property, and currently the site is overgrown lot. Next slide. And so with this, the plan includes an acquisition plan, which shows, that like in the top left corner of the map, where it shows that the former Adams Inn property, being acquired for future redevelopment. Next slide. And so the timeline for this one, of course, in June, it went before the Planning Commission, was approved. And then the Council's Planning and Zoning Committee recommended approval for this case. The item was set to set the public hearing on June the 28th, and then the plan is before you right now. And so with your approval, we will work to acquire this site, also create an RFP for this site, and hopefully, developer have strong developer interest, and then a developer will be selected to redevelop the site. And that concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Ward. This is a public hearing. Are there any members of the public who are here to speak regarding this item? Seeing no one, do members of the council have any questions to ask regarding this? Yes, Councilor Clark.
Thank you. So I didn't see a neighborhood association. Is there not one associated with this location?
Well, on this particular case, there wasn't an expansion of an urban renewal boundary area, and so therefore it wasn't something that had to go before the neighborhood for approval. So that's why you didn't see.
Okay, because it's not really, it's just designating a property for possible future public acquisition within an existing plan. So
Correct.
It doesn't have to follow all the steps that the other one did.
Yeah, because the other one, of course, involved, expanding a boundary, and of course, with the expansion of that boundary, it also included a blight study to show evidence that there was blight and blighted conditions within that expansion area.
Okay.
In this particular case, none of the boundary areas have changed,
Okay,
and so it was just a matter of just adding an acquisition map.
gotcha. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor O'Quinn.
Thank you. Forgive me for not being clear on this, but has the zoning changes that were recommended in the Western Area Framework Plan, I can't recall if the council has actually adopted those yet. Can you refresh my memory? So as it relates to this area specifically, parts of this part of Smithfield is being proposed for rezoning to mixed use.
No, the rezoning for Smithfield has already occurred. That particular site currently is zoned mixed-use medium. And so with those particular uses, I mean, it could accommodate, a mixed-use development, whether it's, retail, commercial, or residential. Right. So I just wanted to
yes.
clarify
okay.
that.
Yes, that was my question. Was the current zoning of the property, and yeah, I think mixed use is the right way to go, and it's good to see us taking steps to do something with this property. I know some of the surrounding property owners have made some inquiries to our office about it, so good to see us positioning ourselves to make something happen.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Councilor Williams?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mine's just more of a comment. Mr. Ward, thank you for your presentation on both of these items. I've really enjoyed the slideshow. It gives it a little bit more of understanding as to what's going on, especially the pictures of the actual sites themselves. So awesome job. Thank you very much for your presentation on both. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Ward's presentations are educational and informative, which we all need, because even if you've been here a long time, sometimes you forget some of the terminology and what all is included. So thank you, Mr. Ward. We have a very professional staff in PEP.
Thank you.
Highly professional, so thank you. So Madam President.
One more request. Can we get a copy of the presentation?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you again. We thank you, Mr. Ward. We're ready for the vote, Mr. Clerk.
Councilmember Woods.
All right, thank you very much. Item number 2 passes, and again, accolades, Mr. Ward, to the presentation and just the process and the work that's been done. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Should be item number 15. Item 15, a resolution appointing one member to the Birmingham Jefferson County Port Authority. Said term expiring June the 14th, 2027.
All right, Councilor Quinn.
Well, let's move the item.
Yes.
Yes, so this is relating to an appointment to the Birmingham Jefferson County Port Authority. The Port Authority has a 5-member board. 3 of those board members are appointed by the council. The other 2 are appointed by Jefferson County Commission. Forgive me, I'm not clear on who is rolling off the board, but the Transportation Committee interviewed applicants for this appointment, and the committee has recommended the appointment of Mr. Charles Williams, who is a local architect.
All right, thank you. Councilors, any discussion? This is a motion being brought forward by the Transportation Committee.
I just wanted to ask, junior or senior? They're both architects. Junior, okay.
I think he's the third, actually.
The third?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Any questions, comments? Yes. According to our packet, he's the second.
Okay.
Thank you. All right.
Good to know.
All right, councilors, if no further comments, we'll entertain the vote, please.
So we don't have to replace it?
Oh, that's correct. Do you have that,
We
Mr.
have it.
Clerk?
I don't have it in front of me, but we have, there's only one vacancy, so.
Right.
Do we need that information
You
for
need
you to
it, Council?
vote? Counselor?
Yeah, I mean, you can just send it.
Okay,
It would be nice to know.
I'll get it for you.
We're not replacing. Said it'd be nice to know who we're replacing.
Yes, I can, the city's website has the current members, but it doesn't have the terms, the dates of their terms. But the current the members who are listed there are Mahari McTier, Randy Wilhelm, and David Roberson.
Councilor O'Quinn, I need your vote. How would you like? Of course, you would like to vote yes, right?
He needs your vote.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
All right, thank you, councilors. That item passes. We thank the committee for going through this process, and we thank Mr. Williams and any of those residents that had applied, and we wish Mr. Williams good luck and great service on this board. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Should be item 16. A resolution appointing one member to the Birmingham Parking Authority, said term expiring October the 31st, 2025.
Move the item.
All right, thank you, Dr. O'Quinn, if you'll lead us in this discussion. Thank you.
Yes. Sorry. Yes, so this is a recommendation for appointment to the Birmingham Parking Authority. The Parking Authority has a 3-member board. Each serves 2-year terms. The person who is coming off the board is Kevin Owens, who's been a longtime member of the Parking Authority board, former member of the mayor's staff. I'm very excited to recommend Ms. Lakeisha Mack for appointment to that position. Ms. Mack serves in the administration for UAB's hospital or health services. Very accomplished individual, and I'm sure will serve very well on the Parking Authority Board.
All right. Thank you. Councilors, any questions regarding this submission? All right, we're ready for the vote. Thank you, Dr. O'Quinn.
While the vote's taking place, Councilor Williams, that's Sharon Ward, the name.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk.
That vote should be up.
All right, thank you. That item passes. We welcome Ms. Mack to the Parking Authority, and we thank you, Dr. O'Quinn, and your committee for going through this process. Next item.
Should be item number 30. A resolution reappointing one member to the Birmingham Land Bank, said term expiring August the 19th, 2026.
All right, thank you. This particular position is recommended by the mayor, so excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hilliard, thank you.
Mr. Hilliard.
Good morning, Council.
Good morning.
We are reappointing Jessica Hughes Bennett for her first official 4-year term. She replaced Marshall Anderson, who resigned from the board back in December. So she has done the last 8 months. So this will be her first appointment to a full term. And that's Jessica Hughes Bennett, and she is a registered architect. And this will be a term that will start August 19th, 2022, and will end August 19th, 2026.
All right, thank you. Councilors, any questions regarding this appointment? All right, I believe we did have a second and a motion, so we're ready for the vote. Thank you.
Councilman Wood. Okay, thank you. That vote should be up.
All right, thank you all, councilors. That item passes, and we appreciate the mayor for making this recommendation, and we wish Ms. Bennett continued success on the land bank. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Communications from my office here, and that's item 31. Receiving the emergency repair notice from the purchasing agent relative to the flooding at the Birmingham Police Department headquarters.
Thank you very much.
That should be it.
Does that conclude our agenda?
Yes, ma'am.
Our items for consideration. Thank you. At this time, councilors, I would ask if you would like to share any reports from your districts, and we'll start with Council Clark.
On the cultural side, Create Birmingham is launching Create Consults 2.0. Applications will be opening on August 17th through September 14th. So 10 small business owners will be selected from the applicants to receive $1,200 worth of consulting with experts across a variety of topics and fields. So you can head over to www.createbirmingham.org for more information. Also, the Sidewalk Film Festival is returning for its 24th year later this month, and it'll be held in downtown's Birmingham's Theater District. The festival will take place the week of August 22nd through 28th. Over 250 films will be screened throughout the weekend, including shorts, documentaries, and narrative features. And venues throughout the theater district will be activated, including our beloved and newly renovated Carver Theater in the historic 4th Avenue Business District. So on Saturday night at City Walk, we can all do our best to roll and bounce at Sidewalk's roller disco. So get your tickets at www.sidewalkfest.com. Also, the 19th annual, during Sidewalk, it was always really great when the Sidewalk Festival had the Carver as a film venue while the Taste of 4th Avenue Jazz Festival was going on. So the 19th annual Taste of 4th Avenue Jazz Festival is taking place Saturday, August 27th in the historic 4th Avenue Business District. And District 8 is proud to be a sponsor of this festival, along with District 5, but it will feature both local and national artists, as well as some of the tastiest food this side of heaven, and greasiest, but you know, that kind of goes with it. But anyway, grab your lawn chairs and come down. It promises to be a really good time. Also, anyone interested in serving on the park board should send a letter of interest to Carmen Mays at carmen.mays@birminghamal.gov. We'd like to get those in before the end of, or by the end of August, so by August 31st. And speaking of parks, don't forget about the Park and Rec Board's Parks After Dark events, and they're happening all across the city and on days and locations too numerous to mention, but offering all kinds of services, including homework help and really family engagement. So if you'd like more information on Parks After Dark, please call 254 2391, or the main phone number for the park board. Thank you. That concludes my remarks.
Thank you. Councilor Moore.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam President. Just wanted to give a shout out to all the students in Birmingham City Schools. We wrapped up our first week, and so that is a very beautiful thing. Hopefully everybody had a great week, as well as teachers also. Just want to encourage parents to continue to make sure that your children are attending school each and every day, so that they can receive that instruction. But then also, if you have not registered your student, make sure that you go to bhamcityschools.org/register. Tomorrow is the ribbon cutting ceremony for Hudson K-8 to celebrate their new Verizon Innovative Learning Lab. This lab will provide more technological resources for our students. The ceremony starts at 1 p.m. and we'd love to see everyone there. Let me see, we have some neighborhood association meetings taking place this week. We have the South Woodlawn Neighborhood Association taking place tonight at 6 p.m. on Zoom. Thursday, we have Pine Knolls Vista and North Avondale. That will both be on Zoom and conference call. Monday, we have the Kingston Neighborhood Association that will be meeting at the Royal Event Center. Conference call is also available. If you would like to get any more specific information, please visit the Birmingham City Council website and scroll to the District 4 page. Also, special announcement, tomorrow will be my 9th anniversary, so that's cool. Right, that's cool. Thank you. And scripture says that a man who finds a good wife finds a good thing. But there's also a translation that says that a man who finds a good wife finds a good thing, but it's also a sign that God loves him. And so, not that I needed any more proof, but I definitely know for a fact that God loves me because of this woman that he gave me. So thank you. Yeah, man, look. So yeah, that concludes my announcements.
Thank you very much and happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Mrs. Abbott.
I love sitting next to you. He just puts a smile on my face. The next planning and zoning meeting will be on tomorrow, August 24th, which I can't, wait a minute. Tomorrow's not August 24th.
Next Tuesday.
That's next Tuesday. Now I'm confused. Okay, well, we'll go on and figure it out. Neighborhood Association meeting updates tonight. We have the 5 Points South Neighborhood Association meeting at 6 o'clock at the Highlands United Methodist Church. And if anyone's concerned about meeting in person, this room has lots of room to space out, so you can be just about as far away from other people as you want and still know what's going on because they have a microphone. Next Monday, August 22nd, Crestwood South will meet at 6:30 at the Crestwood Tavern at 5500 Crestwood Boulevard. And as always, we're asking residents of District 3 to please continue to visit our website for real-time updates and information so they can keep up with what's going on in the city of Birmingham, and that is www.bhamdistrict3.com. So be safe, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Abbott. Dr. O'Quinn.
Thank you, Madam President. Tonight, the Central City Neighborhood Association will meet at the Downtown Central Library. Chief Sparks, I would highly encourage you all to make sure that you have staff present, especially representatives of BPD. I think there's definitely going to be some conversation that relates to them. I know there's been some discussion in the neighborhood recently about potentially using neighborhood funds to secure additional security services for the Central City area. So I'm anticipating some discussion around law enforcement and related things. The Transportation Committee meeting will be held next Monday, August 22nd at 2 p.m. in council chambers. I know for sure that we will have contract with Alabama Power to maintain street lighting on the agenda. Additional items can be submitted to the agenda by contacting Kimberly Phillips at kimberly.phillips@birminghamal.gov. Additionally, some of you may have heard that there's conversation happening about the future of Lynn Park, and various folks and agencies are working on re-envisioning what the park here out in front of City Hall might look like in the future. And Jefferson County Memorial Project is planning to have a feature in the park, and they are asking for public input. So they will be having a meeting on Thursday night from 5 to 7 p.m. at Jones Valley Teaching Farm, which is located at 701 25th Street North. So for those of you who may not know, Jefferson County Memorial Project, who Councilor Clark actually serves on their committee, that project is specifically related to the initiative that was established by what's commonly referred to as the lynching memorial in Montgomery. There are markers there that are designated for each county or parish where lynchings took place, and there's one for Jefferson County. So the proposal is that that marker take a place in Lynn Park. So the Memorial Project is envisioning how that might feature in the park. So they're asking for public input this coming Thursday, 5 to 7 at Jones Valley Teaching Farm. And related to that, in October, on Tuesday, October 4th, there will be a public input meeting, place and time to be determined, but it's going to be on Tuesday, October 4th, related to the larger effort of re-envisioning Lynn Park. And finally, just wanted to remind you about upcoming events in the 4th Avenue Business District on August 19th, so this coming Saturday. There will be a 4th Avenue Market from 4 to 8 in the Waits parking lot. And on the following day, August 20th, there will be an art initiative where folks can volunteer to work on refreshing the street murals there at the corner of 17th Street and 4th Avenue North. And then finally, as Councilor Clark mentioned, the annual Taste of 4th Avenue Jazz Festival is going to be on the 27th. Thank you, and that concludes my announcements.
Thank you, Dr. O'Quinn. Councilor Williams.
Thank you, Madam President. Brown Springs neighborhood will be meeting Thursday, August the 18th at 6 p.m. Southeast Lake will be meeting Monday, August 22nd at 6. Crestwood South will be meeting, as Ms. Abbott mentioned, also on Monday the 22nd at 6:30, and Huffman will be meeting also on August 22nd at 7 o'clock. So there'll be lots of neighborhood meetings, and that is all we got going on in District 2.
Thank you, Councilor Williams. Councilor Tate.
Thank you, Madam President. Weekly announcements include South Pratt neighborhood will meet tonight at 6 p.m. via conference call. Number is 425-436-6352, access code 6255520. East Thomas neighborhood will meet tonight via Zoom. Ansley neighborhood will meet Thursday, August 18th at 6 p.m. at Mackay Alpine Rec Center, located at 1115 Avenue F, Ansley, or you can dial in at 564-888-5518. The code is 818. 017 Drury Hill neighborhood will meet on Monday, August the 22nd at 6:30, and that's at Protective Stadium Arena Club located at 1020 24th Street North. The next public safety meeting will be Tuesday, August the 23rd at 1 p.m. You can submit your agenda to Brendan McCray no later than Thursday, August the 18th at 1 p.m. We do have some neighborhood cleanups. The Smithfield Estate will host a neighborhood cleanup this Saturday, August the 20th from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. The meetup time will be at 7:30 at Gaines Shepherd AME Church located at 1601 Daniel Payne Drive. The zip code is 35214. Just one quick thing, Madam President. Just want to quickly and kindly remind parents to please adhere to the curfew that is in place, because if you don't, you will pay some strong consequences. Please get your children. Please get your children. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Madam Chair of Public Safety, and Councilor Tate. Thank you so much. Councilor Woods.
Yes, ma'am. I have my children accounted for at all times, so I just want to go ahead and be on the record. The Sun Valley Neighborhood Association meets tonight at 6:30 p.m. They're still meeting via Zoom. Next Monday, August 22nd, the Huffman Neighborhood Association will meet at 7 p.m. at Cornerstone High School. And this Friday, we're back on the gridiron, kicking off football season. Huffman High School travels way out to Minor to take on the Minor Purple Tigers. Tenacious? I don't know if they still tenacious. Well, let me stop. That's going to be at 7 p.m. Out there, looking forward to just a win. We'll just take a win. And then this Saturday, Be Litter Free kind of continues. The cleanup, August 20th, 8 a.m. We'll be meeting at Calvary Resurrection Christian Church. And so kind of continuing that. I do have, because I want to say it was, what's today, Monday? So the previous Saturday, we were out doing Be Litter Free, and wanted just the strange, like it's the first time in a long time I thought I was going to have to fight somebody. I was picking up trash on the corner and just kind of like frustrated by how much like cans and glass bottles, beer bottles, and even a vodka bottle. And I'm just like, why are y'all throwing so much trash out the window? It doesn't make any sense. But a guy, I was out there about 20 minutes, and I was the only one in that area. A guy pulled up and reaches to hand me like a black plastic bag out the window. And so in my mind, I'm thinking he's handing me some trash, so like for me to throw it away instead of just throwing it on the ground. But he was offering me Powerades. But the way I looked at him, I felt bad because I was just like thinking he was handing me trash. And so, sir, if you're watching, I apologize. Didn't mean to look at you like that, and definitely want to encourage everybody to continue to be litter free. Also, Parks After Darks, Birmingham Parks and Rec is traveling throughout the city, making a stop over in District 1 at Grayson Park on August 25th. So go ahead and make a note of that, and bring your lawn chairs and come out and enjoy a wonderful evening. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Councilor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Madam President. Okay, for neighborhood meetings, as Councilor Abbott alluded, 5 Point South neighborhood will be meeting this evening at 6 p.m. Also, Titusville Day will be this Saturday at Memorial Park from 10 to 6. There will be food, games, and fun. For more information, visit our website, www.d6bham.com, and look at the events section. Also, this Saturday, August 20th, the Negro Southern League Museum will host a celebration of Sam Harrison and an exhibit honoring the family. This is being brought on by Commissioner Tyson, and there will be food trucks, free popcorn, and more from 10 to 2. Councilor Clark kind of talked about this, the safe havens at our rec centers. So starting today at Memorial Park Rec Center, every Tuesday from 3:30 to 8, there will be homework help, social skills development, snacks, and recreational activities. So if you know any kids that may need to have a safe place, please direct them over there if they're on the west side. Football does start this Friday. Ramsey plays Hueytown at 7 p.m. at Legion Field. So go Rams. The next PIC meeting will be Tuesday, September 6th at 2 p.m. here in the chambers. Submissions are due Wednesday, August 31st by noon to laquita.wilson at birminghamal.gov. And the next Budget and Finance meeting will meet Monday, August 22nd at 3:30 p.m. in the council chambers. Submissions are due tomorrow by noon to laquita.wilson at birminghamal.gov. We had a good farmers market this past Saturday at Memorial Park. It was really good. We had a young lady, she was a junior in high school, she had little bracelets, and we had a lady giving out desserts. If you guys know my dad, he bought all the desserts, and she actually had baked them that morning. And then we had a couple of farmers, so I'm really excited. Our next one will be in October. I would like to ask a question to the mayor's office about the curfew. What are we doing to enforce it exactly?
So it's a couple of things, Counselor. It's a part of a interagency collaboration between the Sheriff's Office and our BPD. So it's also going to be really heavily enforced in areas that we've seen spikes across the city. We know that our citizens are very concerned about a few places. So it's interagency and it's targeted.
Okay. Well, I asked us because I think I've mentioned this publicly. So in 2008, I'm young, I'm pretty young, so I was actually in high school and it applied to me. And the reason that we took it seriously was because there were checkpoints. Because honestly, kids, you're not going to take a curfew like that seriously unless there are consequences. So that's why I asked, what exactly were we doing to put fear in these kids? Because these kids aren't scared. I don't know what's wrong with them, but they aren't scared, honestly.
Well, and a part of it is parent accountability. So the mayor has also stressed to our local BPD that we're going to be holding our parents accountable as well. So if the young people aren't afraid, parents maybe should be.
Yeah, and I totally agree. Because I'm thinking about one young man in particular. His dad moved him to another state, and his dad was over here, for example, and now he's in prison for 25 years because that parent wasn't accountable. Me personally, in that situation, I also think the dad should have been on trial, because if someone's under the age and you're not taking care of them, then that should be on you. But I just wanted to make sure that we were actually putting some teeth behind it as well.
Yes, so for the council and for our citizens, the mayor has been very emphatic about our not being tolerant of the behavior that we have seen in spaces that compromise our safety and our peace. So more updates will be provided to the council and the citizens, but yes, we're taking this very, very seriously.
Yes, thank you, because I was very embarrassed by what happened at City Walk this past weekend, because it really makes us look bad as a city. They may have thought it was a joke fighting with the police, but how can we justify bringing events and nice things to Birmingham if you guys destroy it? Like, seriously, this is our city, this is our home. Like, people come and visit every day, but we have to deal with these consequences. And honestly, we do need help, because the crime on the west side has increased, and so we really need your help. So I know Madam President has a plan. Councilor Tate, I know we're going to a conference soon, so we do have plans for this, but we also need your help in holding people accountable. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. I just want to reiterate on just the conversation that both you and Councilor Tate, reminder to residents and especially to parents of the curfew law. I know that the request to put some teeth into it and make it have some strength is very important to everyone. We know I believe I've heard from the media and from the mayor's statement that BPD will be taking the children back to the parent, and there will be fines that could be initiated or will be initiated. So I just ask everyone, let's work together to, again, make these areas safe. When I think of Councilor Abbott and I, we're a different generation than most of you who serve with us on the council. And for me, I remember the first time I went to Alabama Theater, and it was to see the movie Thoroughly Modern Millie, and you can look up the date. It was in the 60s, and 1967. And it was the first time that we were allowed to to enter that theater and to participate and watch that movie. We went downtown with a certain amount of pride to have that opportunity, to have that time to have recreation and entertainment within the city of Birmingham. So it was a sense of pride that we went and we experienced downtown. So I ask residents today, just think of, there wasn't a city walk years ago, and there wasn't that opportunity. And so let's be sure to make it a safe one and a one that we can be proud of. And that's by the way that we behave with each other. And so I just ask residents to please, let's work together. Some of the comments I saw with some of the videos that have been posted, someone said, well, children are going to fight. This happens all the time. Just a little fight. It's not a little fight, especially when we put our officers and our men and women in blue out there that have to protect and maintain the safety there. And I wouldn't want anyone to get hurt, any families to have to get hurt, or any of our officers to get hurt when they're trying to break up what's considered a little fight. Those things can escalate and can be very dangerous. So I just ask everyone, let's adhere to those that ordinance, and let's start at home with what we do with our children. We ask all the time, it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? And let's just, our officers are not babysitters. They're not down there to babysit when you drop your children off and bring them to these events. And so let's just all work together to make it something we can be proud of. As far as District 7 announcements, I was very excited to attend the Community Day over at 5 Points West. I think it was a very great concept to bring those neighborhoods together. It was very informative. We had multiple vendors. We had music, entertainment. So I know that that's trying to be encouraged by other communities going together and having those opportunities. Again, you even look at the cost of putting that together. I think it's very worthwhile. So I would like to see other communities and neighborhoods, if you like to join together and do that, because I thought it was very worthwhile. Also had an opportunity to attend the annual picnic of the men of Powderly, and that was over at the Cooper Green Park. I do want to thank Park and Rec, the pavilion. The area was just so nice. What I would like to ask, though, I did take some pictures and driving through the Powderly community to get to the park. There were some areas that need some love as far as brush, trash pickup. Did file some 311, but along Ethel Avenue, if we could just, I think I sent that in, but we could just show some love for that area. But a beautiful experience. Thank the men of Powderly. They grouped together and joined, and it was actually more of a neighborhood type thing. So we thank them for that. Today, we will have the Joint Utilities and Technology meeting. It's in Council Chambers at 2 p.m. The Garden Highlands neighborhood will meet at 6 p.m. at the Mount Hilliard Baptist Church, and the Green Acres neighborhood, which is now new to District 7. We're solely representing them. They will meet at the Lifting Christ Worship Center on 6:30. On Wednesday, councilors, we do have a committee of the whole meeting. That'll be here at 3:30 in the council chambers. We do have 3 agenda items, and we'll be sure to get those out to you for your review, but that meeting starts at 3:30. On Thursday, the Germania Park neighborhood will meet via conference call at 6 p.m. Had a very great meeting with the leadership. The president of the Neighborhood Association, she has some wonderful ideas of things that she would like to work with us and see us do for the park and that area, so we appreciated that meeting with them yesterday. And the Hillman neighborhood, they'll meet at the Mary Joyce Center at 1 o'clock on Thursday. Next Tuesday, the Administration Committee will meet, and that will be held in the council chambers at 2. And just want to remind you of the the federal Affordable Connectivity Program. We've talked about that before, where you can get a $30 voucher for participating utilities. They will give you $30 discount on your cable, so we want to be sure to take interest or note of that particular program that's being offered. Again, it's a federally subsidized program. Just looking forward to later this month, the Winona High School Grand Alumni Association picnic will be held at Wiggins Park. They just wanted me to let you know that there will be a shuttle service for the picnic, and that's to try to help with the traffic that they expect. And that shuttle will be available at the Jones Valley Field from 9 to 6, and also from the Park Avenue from the back side of the field. And so we look forward to those activities. That concludes my announcements for District 7. We do want to thank our officers on duty, Cedric Pinkert at City Hall, Keona Suttles at North Precinct, and Clyde Coleman of North Precinct. Mr. Clerk, we did have 2 residents to sign up.
Madam President?
Yes, and I think we got some other things. Yes, ma'am. Mrs.
Well, I just
Allen?
wanted to correct
Yes,
my
ma'am.
committee meeting. It is on the 24th of August, but tomorrow is not August 24th, so it's next Wednesday.
Thank you.
And I wanted to correct that so I didn't have anybody coming to a meeting where I'm not going to be there. And I don't want them to have to drive either. And can you confirm which date and time of the administration?
I will do that. I promise. I will do that.
I just want to make sure I have it on the right day.
We'll do that. Thank you. Councilor Tate?
I am going to put Madam President on the spot. I just want to give her a good round of applause for kicking off the Safe Summer Series Sunday. We had a grand time if y'all were not at the Botanical Garden, so we kind of showed our skills, you know, like our little dance moves, but thanks, Thanks, Madam President, and Be Grace Media, and we had an awesome time hearing Case and Logan the Entertainment. So, Madam President kicked off that first leg, so we ready.
Thank you so much. I don't know how I forgot that. I'm still flexing the muscles from some of our activities there from the from the event. But it was we had so many residents to come up and say that they just appreciated that opportunity to have a safe environment. It was a very family-oriented, family-friendly environment. I want to thank all of the sponsors and the Be Grace and everyone that worked to get that. Thank you, Councilor Tate, for coming out. And we also want to thank PIO, Ms. Alicia. We thank you so much for coming out with us. And we have more of those events to come, so thank you. Thank you so much, Councilor Tate. Thank you. All right, Councilor Clerk. Thank you. Councilor Clerk. I apologize.
What's the Georgia Chiefs there? Tammy Smith. Tammy Smith.
I'm sorry. Tammy Smith, okay.
Ronald Jackson, if she's not in. Ronald Jackson. You're up.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. If you'll give us your address, and we have 3 minutes. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Address 4024 Felix Avenue, Southwest Birmingham, Alabama. I am Ronald Jackson, Executive Director of Citizens for Better Schools, Sustainable Communities. And please allow me to take off my mourning mask, as in funeral mourning, because this audacious, bold request to further fund the World Games to cover its deficits is absolutely egregious and ridiculous. And I ask you not to give one more penny for funding of any World Game activity, including those private vendors who claim they have lost money, and some say even defrauded in their private ventures. The city, I will warn you now and would ask you to consult your legal department. There's an Alabama constitutional provision prohibiting municipal governments for providing such subvention to private ventures such as the World Games, which is the biggest scam of flim-flam, the biggest hustle to ever come before this city governing body asking for money. Now, as citizens, here's what we are going to do and what we demand of you right now. Before you consider giving them one meal of money, a full forensic audit or fraud audit of the sponsors of this world game, including the nonprofit corporate entities that put it up. We now want this council to engage its finance department right now. Who was auditing and tracking this project that you did not know? After 6 long years of planning, that these deficits were oncoming, and not one mumbling word from any of you on this council, in this mayor's seat, brought it to your attention until it was broken to the public by media only recently. Reconsider what you do in planning. We don't want to hear you saying, I don't know. I don't want to hear you saying, I didn't get any documents on this. It's your duty, your fiduciary obligation to know, to inquire, to ask, to demand. We're tired of playing rich folks' games in this city with poor folk money to get hoodwinked, bamboozled. And then they have the audacity to come back up here and ask you for more money. Oh, that's the hustle. No. I hope, and I think there's not a vote today. I think there needs to be some serious public hearing, forensic public hearings. I see a former banker, an engineer up here on this council. You should have foreseen this. Where is your foreseeability with this planning? Oh, what an oxymoron. Who among you slept? Who of you did not see?
Thank you, Mr.
Before
Jackson.
now these deficits?
Mr. Jackson, you're nearing your time, so just...
But thank you. I'll just tell you this right now, Madam President.
Yes, sir.
We have asked the Attorney General of Alabama to step in under the Cypre doctrine to call for a forensic audit and a criminal fraud examination of the World Games. Thank you kindly.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Any other speakers?
No, ma'am.
All right. At this time... Oh, I'm sorry. Is Tammy here? I apologize. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Tammy Smith. Hi to you, council people. Mayor's not here, but hi anyway. What I came to talk about, they kind of answered me, Ms. Bell, out in the hall. But then I'm going to address homelessness because in coming here, coming down the parking deck, there was a young lady sleeping in the stairwells of the parking deck. And that just proves to you how bad our homelessness is. It is so bad here. Is it something that you all can do as a council and city, maybe to do something about the homelessness? Because we got so many empty buildings all over this town that they're doing nothing with. And maybe something, I know we got Jesse's Place and the Firehouse Shelter and all them kind of places, but obviously the homelessness here is really, really bad, and it seems like it's getting worse. And I'm just asking you all, please consider helping the homeless people here. And I also want to bring up the city walk. I want to commend whoever designed it. They did a wonderful, wonderful job. And the sad part is that our youth making the decision to tear it up. Being the mother of an 18-year-old, soon to be 19, I had to ask this question. I didn't like the response. I said, have you ever been to one of them car meetings? She told me yes. I said, you have? I mean, I said, well, what is it? Well, what is it that make y'all go? What is it that make y'all gather up in these places? And why is they taking the city walk? Mama, they feel like it, she said, it's for the entertainment and the fun. It's have nothing to do with money. It's funny. And I'm like, well, maybe we need to find y'all a track like the dog track so they can take their cars out there and roll around that track. And maybe we could do something here to make the illegal legal for these kids. Because I don't even know if a lot of you all know that Fair Park used to be a racetrack. It was a racetrack. And I use some kind of way. I don't know what it's going to take. Believe it or not, my 19-year-old daughter suggested this. I said, Mara, what do you think it would take to rectify this problem with the city walking, you all, the kids going all over town tearing up the property? She actually told me that she feel like that the only somebody who got a shot and a chance to rectify this and get some control with these kids, she actually told me Mayor Woodford. I said, oh, you think Mayor Woodford can make a difference? She said, Mom, I do. I think they would listen to him if he would sit down and have a sit-down talk with some of the participants and even some of the ones that actually do the racing, that he would sit down and talk. We got to do something to get on the same page with these youth, y'all. We can't acting like it ain't going on. And it kind of shocked me that she said Mayor Woodford, but she actually said, Mama, they like Mayor Woodford. The youth here like him. And they look at more like him on their level. Not us. They look at us old coons. But they look at him more. I mean, they do. They do. And she said, Mama, I think if he would sit down and talk, I mean, I think with some of the participants and even some of the ones that didn't have did the spinning in the street, maybe it might make a difference. Because she actually said, Mama, I don't think the law is going to get nowhere here. I don't think Chief Thurman will have the effect that Mayor Woodford will have on these youths here. Because you got to admit, I mean, as beautiful as City Walk is, it looked a lot better without those skeet marks. And we don't want that. We don't want them, and we also don't want the law. The law don't seem to be doing much good when it comes to it, because according to them, if they don't go in one spot, they just gonna find another one to go to. So I said, well, maybe we need to turn the dog track into a racetrack and let them be legal. Because there's a lot of Bubba Smiths run around this town. And maybe they can legally drive their cars out there and legally go sit out there and watch and pay to go in. Maybe it'd be a different than them taking their cars and going and spending them in the middle of the street, tearing them up. So I'm saying, some got to give, y'all. And I think our youth being left out the loop around here. Because they are the ones who doing it. Because who take a $100,000 car, $50,000 car and go pop woods in the middle of the street? I'm just saying. So if they want to do that, let them do it in a legal form. Maybe we can make the illegal legal for them. I know people saying, don't find no way for them to do it. Well, we got Talladega 500. They do it up there all the time. So maybe we need to figure out a way to take some of these property in Birmingham. Make them a track. Put it out there. Let them take them out there. Let them be legal. Let them be registered and everything. And maybe that'll rectify some of the things. Because I don't think it was intended to be a violent thing that they are doing. I actually think they was doing it for the fun of it. And I asked my daughter, well, who be at these things? She said, young, old, OGs. If you know what an OG is, that means somebody with some age on. Mama, dad, and the kids be with them. At the car meet, I didn't know that's what it's called. Having a 19-year-old, being almost 6, I have to open my mind up. They don't think like we think. They think different than what we think. So we have to figure out a way to get on their level. And I really do think it wouldn't hurt. Maybe Mayor Woodford pull some of them in, sit down and have a talk with him. Because maybe he can get the results that seemingly like the law don't seem to be having. And thank you for letting me talk.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. Thank you very much. And I know that the Joint Chiefs will take that information to Mr. Mayor. Thank you very much. Appreciate you so much. I do want to just reiterate, there was a focus group meeting yesterday that's being held about homelessness, and Dr. O'Quinn, I believe you or your staff attended that.
Yeah. So actually, we met with the executive director of One Roof, who One Roof is the umbrella agency for the 60-plus agencies that work in homelessness in the region. Actually, there were 4 other city councilors there, so it was and several representatives of their staffs, and even a couple of representatives of the mayor's office, and it was really just an open discussion, sharing our perspectives as elected leaders, and getting some feedback from One Roof. But it was really I felt like it was more of them listening to us and some of the issues that we're dealing with. And one thing for sure is that I think there's definitely one of the things that stands out to me as one of the needs that was expressed was a designated place for homeless services to be 24/7, and so that was something that I hadn't heard expressed from that side of the issue. So, I think that it's a beginning of a conversation, and I think that the whole community does need to convene on this issue to help address it, because I think there are some gaps, and certainly representing the city center, homelessness is everywhere, but certainly in the city center I hear from a lot of folks who encounter the same types of situations as you mentioned, Ms. Smith. So hopefully the conversation will continue.
Thank you.
Councilor Smitherman, did you want to add some comments?
Well, I do want to shout out the councilors that were there. So Councilor Moore, I know he's the other district that has a lot of homelessness. He had a lot of good insight. Councilor Woods, Councilor Tate, Councilor Williams had representation from his office. So did Councilor Clark, and then, we're the entire team together. So I was there. I am talking about that one-stop shop. I had mentioned using maybe an old school. If there are any old schools we haven't used for anything, maybe that would be good, having different classrooms where they can have different services. But I was going to wait till tomorrow, but I wanted to propose to the council, and we do have the ability to do this, to have a homelessness committee. And I say a committee because I think if we had 3 designated people that serve almost as the spokespersons, the ones who would go to these agencies and meet with them, it may be a lot easier. I have ideas of a couple of people who I think should be on the committee, not myself, but I just want you guys to think about it. Maybe we can talk about a committee of the whole, and we can brainstorm at that committee meeting and help the mayor's office as well. So it's something for us to think about.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. I think those are good suggestions. Obviously, as we move forward and we look at topics that are just important to us as a council, there is that opportunity there to look at that as a opportunity for creating that committee. So thank you, and we will entertain that as part of discussion among the council. And I know there is one other committee that has been requested, and so we'll entertain that as well. And there's opportunity to look at current committees and then just see how we can make those work within these confines. All right, thank you all. Council, at this time, do I have a motion for adjournment?
Second. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye. Thank you. Meeting is adjourned.
Well, hi, we're here at Botanical Gardens, our kickoff of our safe summer series of music, entertainment, family fun entertainment for all of the residents here in City Birmingham. The City Council is joined here by Councilor Tanya Tate and Maureen Alexander, and we are just excited to be here today to kick this series off. What does this mean to you?
It means a lot to me that I am here to support the president of the leg of the kickoff of the summer series. I'm super excited. We are here. The people are coming in, pouring in, and it is an honor, to be able to put an event like this on for people in the community to enjoy themselves and show the constituents that we're about work and play. So again, I am glad to be here to support Council Warden President Alexander on this first leg of the kickoff.
As you can see, we're very excited. We want to bring this to the citizens, and again, this is our kickoff. We have many more to come between now and October, so we want you to join us, and we just thank everyone that's out here today. We'll be in other areas of the city as well, and we want to bring our residents out and enjoy the city. We've been locked up, cooped up in our homes for the past 2 years, and so this Safe Summer Series is trying to encourage you. Let's get back out. Let's enjoy the city with our family, and we want it to be safe, family-oriented fun.
This is a kickoff. She's starting the first leg of this show, so we want y'all to really enjoy yourself with Logan the Entertainer and Case. Y'all know Case ain't touch me, tease me. So I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all are in store for a treat when he gets to stay.
You can bring your kids, want them to run around, enjoy themselves, and enjoy families here in Birmingham.
And for more from the Birmingham City Council, follow along with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Stay safe, Birmingham.
The weather's beautiful. Everybody's in good spirits. So we're going to have a fun time today. to be out at the Crossplex for the 5 Point West Community Fun Day. This is the result of a team coming together and working together.
Now today marks the second of our historic joint community fun days, and we're looking forward to a big crowd to just come out and put together our 6 neighborhoods, which is Beverly Heights, Bush Hills, Central Park, Winston, Highland, Fairview, Green Acres.
A team coming together and working together, the community president and all of the officers of the neighborhoods working together with community resources to plan a combined event. And I'm really proud of this community and the way they came together.
It's been amazing. You know, we partnered here in District 8 and we've had amazing turnout for events. You know, sometimes over 50 people come out, but we want to get more.
We've got vendors passing out information, community partners who want to serve the community. So we are very strategic in where we place our facilities in the Birmingham area and actually all around the country. We tend to place our facilities in places where there are medical deserts, especially for that geriatric population. And so we are excited to be coming to the 5 Points West community in the old Rite Aid. Our main goal is to get neighbors out to learn more about what's going on in their neighborhoods so that they can be more engaged.
The important thing about bringing together multiple neighborhoods is we get to know each other, realize that we all have some of the same issues that we are facing, but we are stronger when we work as a unit, as one rather than as single neighborhoods.
We're really looking for this to be a really good community organizing tool. Put the word out to all the neighbors, driving them to their tents to sign up so that each neighborhood can have the contact information for more of their neighbors going forward, to notify them of meetings and events. So this is a fun day with a purpose of community organizing.
And for more from the Birmingham City Council, follow along with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Stay safe, Birmingham.
What's up, man? Look, had the opportunity to go over to Fairmont this weekend. It was my first stop. We got a chance to pick up a lot of trash out there in the Fairmont neighborhood, and really just connect with one another. And that's really what these cleanup days are about. Making sure that as a community, we know that we are standing together to take responsibility, to take care of our neighborhoods, and to fill in the gap. We are supporting our Department of Public Works by doing the work that we can. We just want to say, as a neighborhood of Fairmont, thank you to the Department of Public Works. And hey, we out here, standing side by side with you. So I also just want to say a big shout out to the residents that did come out. It was a great opportunity, and we had a lot of fun. This is stop number 2. I had an opportunity to come out to Norwood Elementary School. The community has really adopted the school and really just taking the lead on making sure that when the students get to school on the very first day, that they can come to a school that is clean, no trash, no litter, but then also just making sure even the smallest details are addressed. So we're out here spray painting the different rails on the school, just making sure that once they show up that everything is pristine and ready. So I just got to give, big kudos to the Neighborhood Association president, all the officers, all the residents that are here this morning, just making sure that their community school is taken care of. So it's a great opportunity to just, connect with different residents, picking up trash and cleaning up stuff. And so it's just been a real big monumentous occasion. Look, I'm out of breath. I've been over here working, whatever, but it's been good and I've been enjoying myself.
And for more from the Birmingham City Council, follow along with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Stay safe, Birmingham.